Hello everyone, I'm Shantakumari. Today we are going to see about feeding and breeding of indigenous and exotic breeds of cattle. Introduction. What is indigenous breeds? Indigenous breeds are the breed of animals that belong to India, that is, local breed of a particular country. Exotic breeds of cattle. Exotic breeds belongs to a foreign land which are imported from other countries and are used for crossbreeding. Indigenous cattle breeds varieties Alambadi, Amrit Mahal, Gir, Red Sindhi, Sahiwal, Bargur, Halika, Kangeyam, Pulikulam and Umblacheri. Exotic cattle breeds are Jersey, White Fulani, Normandy, Simmental and Brown Swiss. Indigenous breed Alambadi. Feeding behavior. Diet. Alambadi cattle are typically fed a diet that includes grass, fodder and sometimes supplemented with grains like maize or sorghum. Grazing. They are well adapted to grazing and browsing on natural vegetation in their native habitats. Water. Access to clean water is essential for their health and well-being. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. Alambadi cattle typically have a breeding season often influenced by environmental factors such as daylight length and temperature. In India, this can vary, but generally it aligns with favorable climatic conditions for calf survival. Gestation. The gestation period for Alambadi cattle is similar to other cattle breeds, lasting approximately 9 months for about 280 days. Next one, Amrit Mahal. Feeding behavior. Foraging. They have a strong ability to forage for their food, often consuming a variety of grasses, leaves and occasionally browsing on shrubs and trees leaves. Water. They can consume significant amounts of water, especially during hot water. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. It typically have a breeding season generally aligns with the post-monsoon period when forage availability is optimal. Courtship and mating. During the breeding season, bulls exhibit courtship behaviors towards cows, including vocalizations, displaying dominance through physical interactions like mounting and sometimes engaging in competitive behavior with other bulls. Then Gir. Feeding behavior. Grazing. Gir cattle are primarily grazers, preferring to feed on natural pastures and grazing lands. Water. They can consume significant amounts of water to maintain hydration and overall health. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. In India, this often aligns with favorable climatic conditions post-monsoon. Mating. A mating occurs naturally when a cow is in estrus and receptive to bull. Gir bulls may mate with multiple cows during the breeding season, depending on herd dynamics and management practices. Calving. Calves are born during favorable seasons when forage availability is abundant, enhancing their chances for survival. Then Red Sindhi. Feeding behavior. Supplemental feeding. In managed environments, Red Sindhi cattle may receive supplemental feeding during dry seasons or to meet specific nutritional requirements. Water. They consume significant amounts of water to maintain hydration and support metabolic functions. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. In India, this often coincides with periods of abundant forage availability. Mating. Mating occurs naturally when cows are in estrus and receptive to bulls. Bulls may mate with multiple cows during the breeding season, depending on herd dynamics and management practices. Sahiwal. Feeding behavior. Grazing. They are well adapted to consuming a variety of grasses, including coarse and fibrous types typical of tropical and subtropical regions. Water. They have a relatively high water intake requirement to support their metabolic processes and maintain hydration. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. In India, native regions, this often aligns with periods of optimal forage availability and favorable climatic conditions. Calving. Calves are typically born during seasons when forage availability is abundant, which supports their growth and survival. Maternal care. This contributes significantly to calf health and overall herd productivity. Bargur. Feeding behavior. Grazing. Bargur cattle are primarily grazers, preferring to feed on natural pastures and grazing lands abundant in the hilly and forested regions of Tamil Nadu. Water. They have moderate water intake requirements, but access to sufficient water sources is crucial for their health and productivity. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. In their native habitat, this often coincides with favorable climatic conditions for calf survival. Calving. Calves are typically born during periods when forage availability is ample, ensuring optimal conditions for calf growth and survival. Maternal care. Burgher cows exhibit strong maternal instincts, providing essential care to their calves through nursing and protective behaviors. Halikar. Feeding behavior. Grazing. They are well adapted to consuming a variety of grasses, herbs, and shrubs found in the semi-arid to tropical regions of Karnataka. Water. They have moderate water intake requirements but need reliable access to water sources for hydration and metabolic functions. Breeding behavior. Breeding season. In Karnataka, this often aligns with periods of favorable climatic conditions and adequate forage availability. Calving. Calves are typically born during seasons when forage availability is optimal, ensuring better conditions for calf growth and survival. Maternal care. Halika cows are known for their strong maternal instincts, providing essential care to their calves through nursing and protective behaviors. Then Kangayam. Feeding behavior of Kangayam. Diet. Kangayam cattle are primarily fed on natural grazing pastures, which consist of grasses, legumes, and other vegetation available in the region. Supplements. In some cases, they may be supplemented with the dry fodder, concentrates, and mineral to meet nutritional requirements, especially during dry season or lactation. Breeding behavior. Reproduction. They have a good reproductive efficiency with typically calving once a year. Natural breeding. Natural mating is the common method used for breeding, although artificial insemination may also be practiced to improve genetic traits. Then Puliculum. Feeding behavior. Diet. Puliculum cattle are typically grazers feeding on natural vegetation found in the region. Their diet consists of grasses, shrubs, and other foliage available in grazing lands. Supplementation. In certain seasons or for specific purposes like milk production or during droughts, they may be supplemented with dry fodder, crop residues, and sometimes concentrated feed. Breeding behavior. Natural mating. Puliculum cattle are primarily through natural mating. They have a natural breeding instinct and are known for their reproductive efficiency under local conditions. Reproductive cycle. Like other indigenous cattle breeds, Puliculum cows typically call once a year. They are adapted to the local climate and reproductive patterns conducive to the region. Umbulacheri. Feeding behavior. Diet. They are adapted to foraging for their food and thrive on grazing lands with minimal supplementation. During dry seasons or when grazing lands are insufficient, Umbulacheri cattle may be supplemented with dry fodder, crop residues, and occasionally concentrates to meet their nutritional requirements. Breeding behavior. Natural mating. Umbulacheri cattle are primarily bred through natural mating. They have a good reproductive efficiency and are adapted to the local climate and environmental conditions of Tamil Nadu. Reproductive cycle. Typically, Umbulacheri cows call once a year. They exhibit natural breeding instincts or known for their adaptability in local farming systems. Then exotic breeds. Example, Jersey. Feeding behavior. Diet. Jerseys have specific nutritional needs primarily focused on high quality forage and supplemental grains or concentrates to support milk production. Then supplementation. Depending on milk yield and stage of lactation, jerseys may require additional supplements like protein-rich feeds or minerals to maintain health and productivity. Breeding behavior. Reproductive behavior. Jersey cows typically reach puberty at around 12 to 15 months of age and have a regular estrus cycle of about 21 days. Heat detection. Farmers monitor signs of estrus such as increased activity, mounting behavior, and clear mucus discharge. Calving. Jersey cows generally have an ease of calving compared to some other breeds with good maternal instincts towards their calves. White Fulani. Feeding behavior. Diet. They thrive in savanna and grassland environments where they can access a variety of vegetation. And nutrition, they require a diet rich fiber and nutrients to support their growth and reproduction. Breeding behavior, reproduction. White Fulani cattle typically reach sexually maturity at around 18 to 24 months of age. They exhibit a regular estrus cycle, typically every 21 days. Heat detection. Farmers observe behavioral signs of estrus such as restlessness, mounting other cows, and clear mucus discharge. Heat detection is crucial for successful breeding management. Then Normandy. Feeding behavior, diet. Normandy cattle are generally feed a balanced diet that includes grass, hay, silage, and sometimes concentrated feed depending on their growth stage and purpose. Foraging. They have a tendency to forage actively if given access to pasture, utilizing their ability to graze efficiently. Breeding behavior, reproductive efficiency. Normandy cattle are bred for their reproductive efficiency, with cows typically calving regularly and bulls known for their ability to sire healthy calves. Breeding programs, they are specific breeding programs aimed at maintaining and improving desirable traits such as milk production, meat quality, and adaptability to various environments. Segmental feeding behavior, diet. Segmental cattle are typically fed a diet that includes grass, hay, silage, and sometimes supplemented with concentrated feed to support growth and production goals. Efficient grazers, they are efficient grazers and can thrive on diverse types of pasture, utilizing their large frame and muscular build to efficiently convert forage into energy and muscle. Breeding behavior, reproductive efficiency. Segmental cattle are prized for their reproductive efficiency. Cows often produce calves regularly, and bulls are known for their fertility and ability to produce vigorous offspring. Breeding selection. The selective breeding has enhanced their adaptability and productivity across various environments. And brown Swiss feeding behavior, diet. Brown Swiss cattle have a robust appetite and thrive on a diverse diet that includes grass, hay, silage, and concentrated feed as needed. They are known for their efficient utilization of food resources. Foraging. They exhibit strong foraging behavior, making them well suited for grazing systems where they can utilize pasture effectively. Breeding behavior, reproductive efficiency. Brown Swiss cows are known for their longevity and reproductive efficiency. They often have a longer productive life compared to other dairy breeds, and they typically calve regularly with minimal complications. Then milk production, they are primarily bred for dairy production with a focus on milk quality and quantity. Thank you for your interest.